Well, once again, this is Roger with Creating with Your Spiritual Universe, CWYSU.com. That's CWYSU.com. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you to my new subscribers to the channel. And today, let's talk about current affairs and how to deal with current situations occurring at hand. Today I want to talk about holographic projections and things that are being projected out at you cause you to create things that quite frankly may not be in your best interest, or may not, they aren't. Let's just be frank about it. And this is what's been going on, and it's quite interesting because about a month ago I made a video called Pseudo Projections. Talking about how things are projected, false projections, holographic projections are always false. They're there to make you think something's there, but it's really not. It's just smoke and mirrors. We're in the post-eclipse era, and we've had quite a couple of things that have happened. We had Hurricane Harvey come along, and all of a sudden we're seeing these natural disasters come along, and we hear rumors of another disaster that is due to come along that's, even worse than Hurricane Harvey. And I want to put it out there that these are being used to drum up fear. Okay, they need you to be, or they need us to get into the lower vibrations so that we can be more easily controlled. What do I mean by vibrations? People make terms, raise your frequency. Oh, your frequency is getting lower. Your vibrations are getting, and I like to, I know in spiritual talk, a lot of people like to speak about things, and we're not always quite clear about what we're speaking about. And a lot of times we don't make the effort to bring them down into common language. And what I mean by vibrations is the best way to figure out that term and the meanings of that is through emotions. Whatever emotions you dwell in, that's an indicator of the vibration that you're in. Now, when we are in the lower vibrations, they are fear, they are cruelty, they are hate, anxiety, suffering, worry, grief, sadness, depression, anger, vengeance, resentment. You see, these are just a few examples. So if you are in any one of these particular emotional states, you are in a low state of vibration. And when you are in the vibrations of love, when you're in the vibrations of gratitude, happiness, joy, when you are fulfilled, when you're content, when you are at peace, those states of mind only reside at the highest of the vibrations here on the planet. So when I say vibrations, that's what I'm talking about. Now, let's be clear. We as human beings, we were made and we naturally reside in the higher vibrations, the emotions I just mentioned. And if you are residing in some of those lower vibrations, fear, anxiety, suffering, hate, anxiety and fear and worry are big ones right now. If you're residing, you're residing in a low vibrational state. And so these emotions exist because they serve a purpose. don't want to get into the point of going, oh my God, no, you can never be in these states because they're low. You must always be in the high states. That is not balanced and it's not normal and it does not work to serve you. All of these emotions have a purpose. And when you are in anxiety, when you're in worry, and when you're in fear, and when you're in sadness, these are meant to help you. These are meant to give you indications that something is going on and that there may be some action is needed on your part to solve an issue. Okay? So that is their purpose. So when you're sad and you're in fear and all those things, find out why. Okay? So they're not bad. Where they become a problem is when you live in them. Every day you're in those low vibrations. That, my friend, is not normal. Okay? Being in those, living in those vibrations, living in those emotional states is not normal. What's normal is being happy, is being joyful, grateful. And you'll hear nowadays, what are you so happy about? Because for some reason, being in these states for many people is the strange and weird thing to be. And being in fear and sadness and all this anxiety is natural. No, that is not the natural way that a human being should be. It is very common. It is common for us to see people in these states, but it is not normal. Let's just you make the distinction. Normal and common are not the same. So we're made and created to be in joy. So to bring this back to what's going on today, it is much easier to control a population if they're in the lower vibration, lower emotional states. Okay? Much easier. And if you can, if all you have to do is turn your television on and listen to the type of information that is being given to you. They're all things to put you in states of worry, states of fear. Watch out for that. Look out for this. This is happening. This murder has happened. Everything is low vibrational information to train you into that. Very little news that is of the higher emotional states. Now, we know this world has a lot of good things happening in it, tons of it. But you will not see that if you turn that TV on. You will not see that in your news. You will not see that in any reports. You will not see that in your television programs, because you are being programmed to be controlled. And to do that, you have to be in a low vibrational state. The other thing that happens is that when you're easily controlled, those states bring you in a position where you generate that energy. And we have to start understanding that these energies can be used. What are you talking about, Roger? What are you talking about? I have fear, I have energy that can be used. We have to start being more advanced. We have to start stepping up to the plate and being as advanced as the people who seek to control us. Okay? I'm going to be talking about things. I'm not going to be talking about it in a confusing way, but I'm going to talk about things that are way out there, and I'm going to talk about them with a straight face, because today it's strange and tomorrow it'll be common knowledge. But it takes people who are willing to be considered weird out there to bring this information forward. You cannot be a part of the flock. Okay, you have to be willing to take the ridicule to bring the truth forward, because it's often not what the majority is believing, thinking, and doing. Yeah, but you have to bring it in. Someone has to, in order for the awareness to grow. Awareness does not grow on its own. It is placed ahead of the crowd, and then the crowd catches up, or I think I might have misstated that. I did. Awareness appears first, and then the population or the people catch up to the awareness. But while the awareness is ahead and they're back there, no one ever feels that they're behind. They think that they're on top of everything. But when they catch up, they'll go, oh gosh, I didn't know that. But someone has to bring it into existence. Someone has to bring it into existence. We see this in art. You know, a person like Van Gogh, you could have picked up his art for a song and a prayer back when he was making it. 100 years after, today, nobody can afford a Van Gogh, you know, unless you're multi-billionaire or something like that. We see that also with an artist, one of my favorite. Her name is Frida Kahlo. She died, I think, in the 40s, and she made pictures. And she was married to one of the greatest artists of all time, even today, Diego Rivera. And Diego Rivera was a master artist, world famous. Even now, his art is everywhere. And his wife, Frida, she was considered the person making art that looked like a child drew it. Her art was considered childish and not sophisticated until around 1980. Then people caught up. Their awareness, they caught up to the awareness. In other words, Frida was in a way different place than everyone else. And it took about 40 years after she died for them to even catch up to where she was. Okay? Now the person whose art was childish and unsophisticated is revered as one of the greatest artists of all time, surpassing her great husband, who, by the way, is still considered a very great artist, Diego Rivera. So this is what happens, and I'm not trying to paint myself as one of these people, because most of us that do this never get recognized for it, and that's not what I'm doing this for anyway. But awareness travels ahead and people then come behind, okay? People then are behind it. So that is why I will speak in certain, and say certain things without batting an eye. You're like, what are you talking about? Projections, entities, all this stuff? Okay, whatever. I'm having a good laugh, but you're pretty entertaining with your weird talk. It's probably what some of you are saying out there. But it's okay, because many of you know what I'm talking about too. So I do have some people that I know are like, okay, no, you know, some of you are going, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one that could see that or thought that kind of way. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm there for you too. I'm there for everybody. If you don't believe any of it, hey, sit down, have a good laugh, be entertained. It's not a problem for me. I signed up for it, okay? But there are some of you go, oh my gosh, there is someone that thinks like me and can see these things too, you know? So we have all kinds in this world, and I welcome everyone. To get back at the subject at hand, we are going through a situation where projections are being placed to get you to create for them, because the people who seek to keep us where we are, keep us down, and who seek to put us into the reality that really no longer exists. Where we were a few years ago is gone. But many people are waiting for things to settle down so they can go back to that. We're in a new reality. And we have to realize that that is the case. Okay? That is the case. So those who benefited from that old reality, which is only a very small number of people, very small number of people, they're in the thousands, okay? Not even millions, thousands, that really, really benefited from that, want to bring that back or want to resurrect it to the detriment of the most of us. And so we're being projected at. And I spoke to someone yesterday and she said to me, you know, it's just really weird these past few days. I'm trying to get my head together. You know, things keep coming in and I think about them and I think about them, and suddenly they're happening. And then I have to shut it down and reel it in. You know, little things I think about, and all of a sudden they're happening. And I keep seeing these different things. And I had to tell you know, disconnect from all of that. Just go bugger off. It's not real. Because they need you to create. See, we are master creators. The other side do not have that ability, do not have that power. They do not have the spark from source creator that is deeply within us. So they need to get it from us. And they do that by making us think certain things. Things are happening. They project these falsehoods, because that's what projections are. They're not real. And then they do this because, let's just say, they're a little bit short on manpower. Because as people wake up, as the frequencies and vibrations on this planet climb, they cannot stay around, many of them. Many of them cannot stay around when the vibration's high. They have to get out. People wake up, beings have to get out because it is not a place that they can stand anymore. And so they have to try to bring things down. And so they project these images out to you through all kinds of means. Televisions, radio, everything. And then you take them in and you create for them. And you bring your own vibrations down. And they take that energy and use it against you. Entities feed on that energy. And let me tell you, our governments and all across the world are being run by unconscious people. Okay? And that's coming to an end. But it's being run by unconscious people, controlled by entities who have been controlling us for thousands of years. But their run is coming to an end. It already has. You just have to do the finishing touches. Go within and take care of your business inside. And that will quicken the process. So these projections we create, okay? Here's what you do. You go, I'm not participating in that. And so it's as if they're trying to corral the cattle into the encasement, into the fences, into the yard. And so that cattle can be caged in and they can do whatever they want. What you need to do when you get these projections, when you're being led to think a certain way, whether it be through your TV, your news, or even through the ethers, just thoughts coming to your mind from out of nowhere. Because your brain is a processor. It's not a creator. It processes information. It doesn't create thoughts. It doesn't come from there. It comes from elsewhere. Okay? So when you're processing all this stuff, when you get this information, you go, it's not real. When they're trying to lasso you into the corral, you go, oh, I'm not interested in your corral. Not today, not tomorrow, no time for that. I ain't got no time for that, okay? I'm going over here to this green pasture, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm not going to allow you to control my mind. It's simple, isn't it? But that's all it takes. But if you're not aware of it, if you're not aware that that's even being done to you, then you just think it's just you going crazy. It's not. Take control of your mind, dismiss all the falsehoods being projected into it, and create your reality. That is how you win. That's how you break the situation. That is how you prevent them from using you and turning you into a puppet. You have the power. You have the power with your intent and your creativity. Do so. So, if this is happening, comment about it below. I'd love to know if this is happening to you. I'd also like to keep encouraging you to break the taboo against you finding out who you are. Thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, have a great day.